Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. We are once again jumping into a game of All Quiet in the Trenches. This game is an absolute beauty, and we love it on this channel, and we have just had 0.8, or for those who actually speak proper English, unlike myself, 0.8 update has been dropped, which is the machine gun update. So we're going to be starting a new game and going for a full playthrough with the new machine gun mechanics and everything else they've gone and added, and we're going to see how they affect the gameplay and what has changed. So, we're obviously going to skip the tutorial, single save game. I'm not going to play hard mode for this playthrough, just so we can see the machine gun update in its entirety without me potentially being kicked in the gonads when I'm down. Like I said, we're going to go for just normal playthrough on this to see all those updates, and so let's jump in. Here we are, in our solemn trenches, as we slowly arrive to where we're supposed to be, and meet the venerable, the awesome, the godlike, the wholly respected Lieutenant von Karlsburg. Where is that beautiful man? There he is! We know exactly where he is in that back corner. And let's see what soldiers we're starting with on this playthrough. I could still hardly believe that a few days ago, back home, I had been appointed Unteroffizier in charge of this handful of men. And here they were, sneaking through the trenches behind me, not 100 meters from the enemy positions, with heavy packs and dwindling strength. We have Florian Mail. Kind of a favorite, to be honest. I really do like this guy. We've got Carmenk. Great skills. Kind of my own Achilles heel. We have Alfred Lotz, badly shaven Alfred Lotz. Not a huge fan, but he does bring some trained in shooting with him. So hey, we won't go too bad. And Wolfgang Kohn, I love this guy. This guy is one of the most enthusiastic soldiers you will find on the whole game. Absolutely great guy. Exhausted, we finally found the dugout of Lieutenant von Karlsburg, to whom we had been assigned. There you are, Herr Unteroffizier. He greeted me. You seem to have taken your time. Surely you are fit enough to start work straight away. The lieutenant's condescending gaze swept over my men and then rested appraisingly on me. Yes, Herr Lieutenant. I confirmed, regardless of how I assessed our situation, this was not the time to make a bad first impression on my superior. Some of my men looked worried, but Lieutenant von Karlsburg nodded in satisfaction. My adjutant will show you your sleeping quarters. Afterwards, report to me for today's duties. I felt the eyes of my soldiers on my back. Obviously, some of the men resented my lack of concern for their needs. Without so much as another glance at me, Lieutenant von Karlsburg turned back to the documents on his table. Welcome to the trenches, Herr Unteroffizier. And there we have it, so we know our starting 4 soldiers. Not a bad choice. I mean, I'm fairly happy with them, to be honest. We have dropped from excellent to good mood. That is because I generally always side with the lieutenant on that first exchange. You know what I mean? Because even then, we've only got average prestige, and prestige is harder than mood to play with. We don't have the rations left that we brought with us. Lieutenant, I've assigned your group to Night Watch. Assign a few men to it. And go get supplies. Right, let's come back over to here. There's nothing else to be done this round. So, Night Watch. When it comes down to it, orders are merely guidelines. We're going to put our 2 by-the-book lads on it. And then fetching rations. We're going to send Lots to go and fetch us some rations. Next turn. There you go, we are up to good food. Let's see what he's got for us this time. Ooh, communication trench. Let's get our shovels. We're gonna go and send Kohn, Lots, and I believe, no. Mail had the day off, I believe. A few hours ago, the roar of artillery had begun. At first, it was as quiet as the rumble of thunder in the distance, but recently, it had become steadily louder and more threatening. Suddenly, there was a thud, and not 10 meters from the spot where we were hiding. My men were all huddled in that hiding spot. I went ad-lib, I'm sorry. An artillery shell shredded the dugout of our neighboring troop. Pieces of wood and metal flew for meters, and smoke obscured the view. The noise was deafening for a few seconds and died away as quickly as it had come. An almost eerie silent gasp of shock passed, and when my money Hey, we couldn't believe it, man. When my men and I jumped up, pushed aside broken beams, and searched for our buried comrades. We found two, for whom all help came too late. A third, however, we could still hear panting. He was lying with his upper body trapped under the fallen beams. His face was distorted with pain and he was barely conscious. My men stood around him, forlorn, and looked over to me for help. Con said pleadingly, "Help him!" Menk said, put a bullet in his brain pan. It'd be easier for everybody around. I don't know why I've gone now stranger accents again. Let me see, we always try and save him. Let's get the stretcher. Con and Menk first. I wanted to get him out of this wreckage. What have we got? Ooh, impacts mood. It does impact the mood. Let's send the strong guy and let's send the guy who's not too tired. What jobs do we have? Telephone lines. Deliver a message. We're going to send Menk. It's not going to go too well because he's very tired. And then over here, they have burst through our trenches, but who cares? Because we're about to lose them anyway. We all know that for a fact. He has been shaken. There are a lot more morale causes. Oh, he disappeared. A lot more morale causes now in this new version. There's, I want to say 7, if I remember off the top of my head. 4 bad, 3 good. I think it's 7. I'll double check on those numbers for you. Let's go ahead and hit next turn. And let's see what's happened. Look at those bouncing from all that artillery. Under Officer Air, the wounded man we took to field hospital. He died. Mail. We hardly have anything left to eat. Someone needs to get some food. I should have gotten some food. What's his name? Mink? He did a terrible job. Oh, darn you, Mink. Darn you. And changed to fairly compassionate. Oh, gosh darn it. They are both dejected. He is grateful. I like that. Because we went and did what he wanted, he is now grateful. He's also shaken and dejected, which are not going to help things, but hey. There you go. You can also have multiple moods. Hi, Dole. Let's come over here. Sorry, Con. The order, of course, I'll go out, but I'd rather not. That is an order. Let's go and fetch us some rations. Hate to starve, hate to starve. And here come the French. For the past day, my men and I have been sitting tightly packed in our bunker while the French artillery rained salvo upon salvo of death and destruction on us. During the hard work of our first days in the trenches, I had hardly found a quiet minute to have a personal conversation with my men. So now they were sitting next to me, tense and still mostly strangers, and I fervently hoped that they would survive the shelling unscathed. The silence between us was in sharp contrast to the constant droning outside. When, after hours, the firing suddenly stopped, a sigh of relief went through the ranks of some of the young soldiers. However, that was the moment when the veterans of the other troops tensed up and began to load their rifles. A cacophony of whistles snapped us out of our stupor as well. The French were attacking. Stay together, people. Let's get into the first fight. This is, of course, the tutorial fight. We, of course, do just have to go and gather all of our supplies. Look at that tide of blue coming. The ocean of blue. Me and my greenhounds will collect ammunition and get out of here. Right, so we do have one guy that has good eyes. And we'll put you on that. And then we'll go next turn. I like it. I think back in the camp you go about 10 days. In the trench you go 1 day, and in combat you go about 1 minute. What do we get? Didn't find any ammunition, but I did find some bandages. That's a shame. What did we get? I was able to find a few combat supplies. I hope this helps. What exactly does combat supplies count as? Oh, available hand grenades. Retreat! Run like crazy. Get out of here! Right, run, run, run. Whoa, 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 whoa. Get around that piece of trench. It is not a time to hide in the bunker. How can we help you, good sir? The French are over there. We have to get out of here. The French are over there. You are correct. Oh, we are running. I think we've potentially just been outflanked. Run like crazy. Go, 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 go. I mean, look, we just fixed bayonets. That's how close the French are. Oh, just heard someone go down. And then, of course, we unfix bayonets. Or at least one guy does. The other three are like, nah, they're staying there, mate. They are staying on these rifles. Let's keep running. Go fetch some more equipment. Oh, no, they've all taken them off now. They're like, oh, all right, everybody, listen to Lots. He's the smart one. He knows what's going on. Here comes some, hello, artillery. Landing right on my toes. Touch the crates. That'll be Menk. How can I help you, good Menk? Heads down, artillery. He's got a point. Get your heads down, lads. Hide all. There is bad artillery shelling. We have good cover, and we have low protection from artillery, but at least we have some protection. Let's just keep doing what we're doing. Go on, lads. We believe in you. Hold those French back. Look at it, just an endless tide. Apart from this grenade, I didn't find anything else. Wow, we are struggling to find ammunition. Let's get back to the next one. I mean, considering the fact that that's technically our goal, to find ammunition, I don't know if grenades and medical supplies count. Soldiers, we're falling back. We should provide cover so our comrades can retreat. That should be enough, right? We've collected quite a lot now and can't carry much more. Well, we may as well grab that set. Let's just do fire on sight. You two lads. Help our guys retreat. Horrible artillery coming our way. Okay, nobody came into sight, it seems. No shots were fired. How do we do? We're still a bit of ammunition and first aid supplies. I took everything I could find. We are going to keep running. We have the French coming down here and nobody opposing them. So let's run like crazy. Run, run, run. Now, I believe this is the point where we get shelled by artillery because I have found out that it's actually a guarantee in the tutorial. It's built into the story. So, wait for it. We should have a thing. And then we'll be told someone's got shelled. And then someone will actually get shelled. It's just generally happens. See, look, there's the guy saying it. Damn artillery. Menk must have taken a hit. Wait for it. There he is. Menk just took a hit, folks. And he took a bad hit, too. First aid for Menk. Oh, that dexterous guy. Fire on sight. You two. Next turn. Come on, male. Patch him up. Put him on your shoulders if you have to. We'll do running first aid. Just get out of here. Oh, wow. You got a bit of blood on it. Oh, yeah. That's something else they added. Blood on uniforms. So you can see who is actually injured. Its bleeding's almost stopped. And let's fire on sight again. I mean, you're trained in shooting. Come on. Do me proud. I mean, look at this. Come on, Con. Stand up and shoot something. We've got some... I don't know if there's a troop there or a lone soldier. But we've got some guys there helping hold the French back. No, there's half a squad. There is half a squad. Come on, patch him together. I've stopped Menk's bleeding. It seems the wound wasn't as bad as it looked. I think I can continue. Good. He's going to run away with us. That's what we like to see. Low danger. This just means that I can't suppress, but that's fine. Let's get back to there. Run, 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 run. Don't get yourself shot, lad. Hey, where you going? Get back over here. Lots. He's so disobedient. He's a very willful character, that Lots guy. He refuses to even shave. Come on, lads. Let's get over that river. Let's get back into our own trenches. Let's get out of Dodge. I'm going to call it Dodge. I mean, it's probably more likely Som or Eeps or something. But I'm just going to call it dodge. That was pretty close. It landed right next to me. Retreat across the creek. Run! I swear I saw a bullet actually hit one of them. Get in the hole in the ground. Hey, our favorite bridge. We'll be trying to cross back over this patch soon enough. Woo! Retreat across the creek to the next level. And so we go back to camp. Let's get ourselves set up and... oh, I love it! Look at our beautiful, beautiful picture, ladies and gentlemen. Isn't it so damn pretty? Let's go ahead and continue. That's our machine gunners right there. We'll be seeing them very shortly, I'm sure. Did I just see Pedersen? Did I just see a Pedersen with us? I can see the belly on him. That must be Pedersen. The explosions, gunshots, and screams still echoed in my ears. We'd only been fighting for a few minutes, and yet it felt as if years had passed since this morning. And the everyday life back home a lifetime away. To be in camp now, safely far behind the front, was surreal. The light-hearted chirping of the birds almost drowned out the dull rumble of the front and the cries of pain from the field hospital where we had taken Menk. My people lay down exhausted on the grass, surrounded by the boxes of ammunition and equipment we had saved. Dirty and bloodied, some still pale and trembling. But soon the angry voice of the lieutenant in the distance abruptly broke the supposed peace, even before we could see him coming towards us amidst the tents. Herr Lieutenant! He'll let us get out of it, we're surrounded by ammunition. I greeted him uncertainly. Lieutenant von Karlsbruck looked down contemptuously at my people, most of whom were still sitting or lying on the ground. But seeing the ample supply of ammunition seemed to appease him. Good job, Herr Unteroffizier. He forced out against his visibly blazing anger. Not that it was a difficult task, but apparently with this bunch of slobs, you have to be happy if anyone shows even a modicum of competency. Our troops were in the best position for a counterattack, but no, the reserve was too cowardly to take advantage of this unique opportunity we had prepared for them. The lieutenant rumbled without prompting. And now, the Herr Major accuses me, us, of having abandoned the trench line unnecessarily. A disgrace! Henceforth we will hold the line, come what may. Bow, bow, bow. Yes, Herr Lieutenant. Set up camp, Herr Unteroffizier. Sooner or later we'll get our chance to pay back the French. What? What is this pile of sticks on the floor? How did somebody not put our tents down before we got here? I find this disgraceful. We were up to high prestige, so that's fantastic. We are, however, on a neutral mood. Ah, your Menk's Unteroffizier. I'm Sister Elizabeth Ritter. I organize our small field hospital here. Defeat is good, agree, leave, love your work, patch him up, we'll all be happy as pie. Right, who else wants to see me? Of course. I'm Anton Zelensky, your field cook. Better speak to Hennek. How are we doing? Responsible for supplying troops. Allocate some supplies to your group immediately. This should last you until the next supply shipment. Talk to me if you need anything else. Wonderful! I just got the delivery. If you guys are exhausted, we can't really do much about that because we have to set up our camp. Oh! So I don't have Pedersen. Seriously? Where's he gone? Is it this guy? Maybe? There was definitely a fat guy stood right there. I'm telling you, that was Pedersen. I'm calling it. I'm calling it. He's going to be here. So with that, there's not really... oh, in fact, there is our little trick we can do. I don't know. I was told that... well, hang on. Let's go through their personal issues. What do you want to know? Origin from Upper Silesia of Ratibor. We even have a railroad workshop. And family's tannery. Oh, he owns the whole tannery. Everyone knows who I am and especially who my father is. I like that, being someone. I don't know what else to say about this at that moment. Family. A big family, all doing well. I'm supposed to keep living at home for quite a while, yet I had no intention of moving out. I want to follow my father's footsteps, apprentice with him, and take over the business someday. I miss my family very much. I don't know if these kind of things will make a difference. That's kind. Hey, he's grateful. Obviously, there will be different morale style improvements. He is grateful. I think he's already grateful, isn't he? Yes. So yeah, it is going to be different because we don't have this. All these moods are instead of the... Where are you hiding yourself, Male? Are instead of... He's grateful as well. Are instead of the simple positive and negative modifiers that we did have before this update. Let's see. What I would love is if you can... It looks worse than it is. I mean, which they may do, don't get me wrong. Because there is a field update which is... Oh, what are we, 0.8? The field update, I think, is potentially 1.1? Maybe 1.2? It's towards the end. I know next we've got the gas update, I think. Which also gives us about an extra year of the game. Then we've got, I think the next update gives us till the end of the game. If I remember, got the roadmap off the top of my head. And then in the next 2 updates, I think, unless I'm missing one, there is a village update and a hospital update. I'd love it if sort of, you know, like you could visit your troops and talk to them, and there'd be a little bit of, you know, you could maybe help keep their morale up, and this might help them recover, and, you know, that kind of stuff. Obviously, if they absolutely hate you, there might not be too much you can do, you know? Or, you know, like, for instance, you know, if you've gone and gotten a bottle of wine off the field intendant Hennig, I think he's a field intendant, but the quartermaster, you know, you could maybe, hey, you know, here's to your good recovery, or, you know, you could do those kind of things. I think that'd be really cool. You know, getting props for showing you care. Again, depending on the soldier. When I saw the soldier, Alfred's lot to camp, he was inspecting his assigned rifle with great interest. Almost as if he was memorizing the design. I made a good-natured... Do I make a good-natured joke? He's grateful. He's fairly sociable. He's fairly outspoken, fairly tolerant, very pragmatic, fairly unpatriotic, fairly courageous. Make a good-natured joke. I think that will go down well. In Gunlersburg, he quit back immediately. Well, then go ahead and film yourself with your weapon. If you have any questions, I'm here for you. I was about to move on when he said, do you also think the war will be over soon? According to the military leadership, he's unpatriotic. I don't think that'll go down well. He is... Yeah, there's no form of religiosity in him, I don't think. So are you in a hurry? Lot shrugged. I was actually planning something else before when the war broke out. Then he quickly added, besides, I have 4 children. I want to go back to them, of course. But that seemed more of a distraction. You think it'll be much longer before I can do that? I'm going to be candid with him. Thank you for your candor with every side edit, even though I hope you are wrong. And the conversation came to an end. Mold, flippin' heck, this is an early one. Get rid of it, better safe than sorry. Oh, not a more. One evening, Colm was sitting in front of his tent, polishing his boots with dedication. Lots came up and quietly watched him for a bit before asking, why do you even bother? They'll just get dirty again. Colm frowned, sort of clothes and homes, and you still clean those, don't you? We hope. But those don't get dirty every other step. Our boots do, especially in this mud. Besides, who am I supposed to impress with my shiny boots around here? Hearing that Con paused, laid down his cleaning rag and locked eyes with Lotz, his expression somber and grave. Honor demands that a German soldier is to represent the Vaterland at all times. With a contemptuous downward gaze, he added, and your boots are a disgrace to the Vaterland. Lotz rolled his eyes dismissively. It was then that he noticed me, and for a moment, worry flashed across his face. Clean your dirty boots. I don't think he's going to enjoy that. Oh, he didn't. He's upset by that. His emotions are running high and hot. Continue. Wow, that did a lot. Changed down to strained. Standard rations added. changed. Oh, or well, kind of went up to strained, went up to tired. He's upset. Well, yes. His relationship is favorable. Standard rations removed. Changed to double rations. Good mood added. And low food supplies added. Okay. Hunt. Again, another good soldier. He's not really got anything special, but he's generally quite chipper. Plus, you know, him and Colin make my beautiful blonde bombshell pair, so... I hope my predecessor is fine. What's the point? We're set up. Hello. My name is Marion Loesch. I'm one of the village elders in the community. You got any spare food? Accept. Thank you. She doesn't like it, but hey. At this stage, when there's not much to do with the village, I don't give them any instant rations, but it could become necessary soon. What else have we got? The latrine is filled to the brim. Why do you tell me these things? These villagers are suspect. Way, let's not keep clicking that button too much. Right, so patrol the village. Let's go for our very tolerant guys. Ooh, our blonde bombshells. Let's go parade those guys around town. This will... Oh, it increases nausea. Well, sorry you brought it to my attention. It's your job. And you can go grab me some food. And let's see what happens in the next week. There's always going to be something. Mayo, one of my men, had made no secret of his previous work as a master brewer since he joined our troop. He often seemed to be thinking about his family and their brewery at home. He told everyone, whether they wanted to hear it or not, about his plans after the war. It seemed to be my turn today, and he'd been chattering away for a while now. I let him talk. It probably helped him and took his mind off things. No harm in holding on to the hope that he would soon be able to return to his normal life, I thought to myself. When some of his comrades joined the conversation, I took my leave and returned to my own tasks. What did that do? He has... Oh, so we've got another new guy. He is down to calm yourselves down, just tired. Standard rations added. Menk is lightly wounded. Male is now nauseated. Low supply stock added, but we are still on low food rations, even though we just went and grabbed some food off the villagers. That's kind of upsetting a little bit, to be honest. He is now exhausted. Those are down to standard rations, and he's now neutral. Interesting. I made him clean a latrine, and he went down to neutral. As you do. He is nauseated. He is grateful, though. He's grateful he got to clean up other people's... What do we got? Ah, there you are, Hunt Officer. Wilhelm Schmidbauer. I have been assigned to your troop. Pleasure to meet you. Took you long enough. The Major ordered the start of the offensive this morning. We're in reserve for the time being. Is there anything else? They need guarding until they can be moved to a prison. You have a minute. We need your help with something here at the hospital. Please follow me, she motioned. I heard there's an offensive upcoming, and we need more graves. I'll see what I can do. I've been released from the hospital here, Unteroffizier, but I'm still a bit bruised, but I'm feeling a lot better. The rest will surely heal. There's still more that want something. For me, because even now, the quality of their rations is suffering from the current supply bottlenecks. I am suggesting how both of us could help each other through a trade. Are you interested? Canned meat, and have a man move it all. I'll give you bigger bread rations for your people in return. Rations become more boring, but we have more food. Let's go ahead and do that. So what I'm going to do is, let's come back to the tent party. Let me see, let's guard the captives. Let's go for our fairly tolerant people, the blonde bombshells. Let's release them back again. Trade provisions. Let us... That can be lots. And I'm actually, on that note, going to give everybody double rations. Now, of course, this will add grateful... There he is, look! Pedersen's back again. He's come to taunt me. This will add grateful to a couple of the guys, but not many. So we can't now, in essence, use this as a way to keep improving. Why are they resentful? Well, that's rude. I've already given it to you, haven't I? So because I gave it to them last, they basically became resentful. That's quite funny. And irritated due to personal differences. Alright then. Well. There's, so yeah, there's some interesting new mood mechanics going on. He is down to neutral. He is gone from respectful to favorable. That's the improved version of respectful, basically. He's gone from neutral to contemptuous. Oh, but then he went back. That's fine. Good mood has been added. Sight of armed soldier in village is always unsettling, but soldier Con behaved decently on his patrol. Tell him I'm very grateful. Con, my beautiful blonde bombshell man, where are you? Your behavior in the village. Praise. Gives me a little hope, and maybe we can live side by side peacefully, and my efforts haven't been in vain. And so he just became determined, probably belonging. What did we get? He got both. Determined and belonging. So I think now he has all 3 positive modifiers on him. So yes, there is 3 positive, and like I said, I believe there's 4 negative, if I remember off the top of my head. So let's go to the next. After my deal with the Field Lieutenant Zelensky could only give out extremely small portions of meat. While the rations were being distributed, some of my men grumbled discontentedly about the situation. I explained the trade I made to them. They're all going to be unhappy about it still, but they won't shoot me in the back. The nearby French village greeted me with a smile, but quickly cut to the chase of why she'd come to meet me. Your cannons have been thundering day and night, and the villagers are scared, she explained. Especially the younger children are suffering. It was only in that moment it occurred to me that artillery truly had been firing almost non-stop for some time now. Of course, the distant, if constant grumbling paled in comparison to the actual impacts we faced on the battlefield, and I had long learned to put the noise out of my mind. Or perhaps my hearing had just gotten that bad. Do you perhaps know how long this will continue? Madame LaRoche asked carefully. So the Major decides it's been enough. Always give the non-committal answer. Well, I could just annoy her because, again, let's be honest, it doesn't matter at this point. So he is no longer tired. They've gone down to strained. Everybody goes up to double rations. The mood is excellent. Double rations have been added. The bad weather has unfortunately been added. He is now well rested. There are so many extra things coming in. Low food supplies removed. Heatwave added. Went down to a good mood again. That'll be because of the bad weather. Light wound has been removed. Changed down to tired. Good recovery removed because he's no longer wounded. Tired removed. And pub visit added. Let's have a look. We still haven't been resupplied. Let's hope it won't take too long. So you called me over just to tell me the bad news. Thank you so much. In order to expand the rear trenches, don't let the enemy artillery put us off. Why would we? There's a pub in the village. Mayor and I would like to visit with your permission. Right, so unfortunately 3 of you poor buggers are gonna go dig a trench. That'll be you 2, because you're beautifully well rested. You and Mayo want to go to a pub. You are, however, the next most rested. So... Ooh, it's a tough call. I'll put lots in that position. Decreased dejection. Decreased shaken. Increases belonging. Well, hang on, let's have a look. You're dejected. Alright, so that's a fair one. You're resentful. I don't think it gets rid of resentful, does it? And you're nauseated. It doesn't help nauseated either. How about you guys? You're shaken and dejected. So you'd actually be a good one to get in here. Schmidbauer is resentful. And Lotz is just upset. So trip to the pub. Con is actually a great choice because it gets rid of both dejected and shaken. And then you and you. Because Menk is, although he is in fact dejected. You're just resentful and you're just nauseated. I'm sure the pub visit will help with this nauseation. And so you get to jump in there. And so that means that Schmidbauer... Lotz And our good friend Menk. Oh, is this him right in front of me? Yes, it is. Resentful added. They don't like being left out of these. Good. These extra bonuses. So that's interesting. It's very interesting, I think, because obviously they could still get good rations, but it doesn't wait for the tick over to see whether you've left them out. It's just whoever you don't give them to first gets left out, or feels left out, I should say. I'm not sure if I think that's right, to be honest with you. I might raise that with the devs, see what they say. Because, you know, if they're not being left out. Parents officer, have you seen the sorry state of the field hospital? I just helped carry one of the wounded who couldn't make it on his own to the field hospital. The injured are everywhere and the beds are overflowing already. The nurses just told me to drop him off wherever, that they had no time to tend to him anyhow. I'd known with the intense fighting of the last few days that a lot of injured were passing through our camp, but to think that the state of the field hospital already gotten so bad. Is there nothing to be done? The soldier pleaded with me. I will look into it. The last thing the field hospital needs is a bunch of random people running around. What have we got? The mood goes up, the mood stays up. Oh, we're also in high prestige. Yeah, no, high prestige, not very high prestige. Well rested removed. Shaken removed. Dejected removed. And upset removed. That's good. Get rid of some of those. Bad mood. Low food supplies added. Mood went to excellent. Hospital is overburdened. Pub visit removed. Strained removed. Beautiful. Belonging added. Nice. That's because of the pub visit. Standard rations. Tired removed. And he is now down to neutral. Poor guy. Supply is running low. It is. Field laundry can't keep up with demand. Anything else? The latrine is filled to the brim. Nothing else. Okay. Field hospital. Current workload. Offer assistance. Accept. Then let's come to village outskirts. Madame Chloroche. Ask for help. We don't want to be involved, okay? Demand help. Done. We'll be adding a feeling of nauseated. It increases nauseated, so I don't know if you can technically get over nauseated. And this one, it's depressing. It impacts mood. It affects are assigned per soldier. She becomes grateful. It is, however, exhausting. We'll put you two on it. Latrine duty becomes gone. You've got lots of good moods. You can have that offset. I'm sure it won't matter. Let's, I think, just have two people on that for now. Let's hit next turn. What happened? Every time I saw Menk, I almost didn't trust my own eyes. I could not help but wonder if that boy was old enough to be drafted. He was short, his shoulders narrow, and there was not a hint of peach fuzz on his cheeks, let alone a beard. So the young man would have his own uses. Menk seemed to have noticed my initial doubts. I know I don't exactly have the nature of an ancient gladiator. I don't know why I was about to say ancient oak. An ancient gladiator, but this isn't ancient Rome, is it? He asked and grinned cheekily. Meanwhile, he swiftly opened the internal magazine of his rifle with a soft click and checked the mechanical functionality of the weapon, presumably to underline his argument. You've got your wits about you. Lift it up and we won't have any issues. The man has pride. I was just finishing my work schedule for the upcoming days when young soldier Con came barging into my tent. Ever since he joined the unit, he'd been found wherever there was work to do. And if there was no work to do, he was doing push-ups instead. As it turned out, the former was also why he had come to me today. Is there any work duty left over? I volunteer. I'll keep you in mind for upcoming assignments. He nodded eagerly and reassured me. I'm looking forward to any chance to prove myself. I know what they say about us Jews, but I'm not like that. We're not like that, and I'll show you who I really am. Maybe this war helps us finally grow together as people. I'm sure you're going to make a valuable contribution to that goal. In all formality, by the book, he seemed very happy when he left my tent. Nauseated remove. Nauseated added. Shaken added. Why have you just become shaken? Oh, he was in the field hospital. Determined added. Relieved added. Why is he determined and relieved all of a sudden? That's a bit weird. Simply is enjoying the sunny day, it seems. Change down to tired. That's good. Tired added. Standard rations. Determined. Shaken. Nauseated. Nauseated removed. Changed up to neutral. That's good. And the field hospital is less full. We're going to battle soon. About time. Engagement next turn. As you ordered. I'll never forget what I saw. The corpses, the blood, the bucket full of amputated limbs. The comrade I was supposed to fixate. He didn't have a face anymore, Herr Underoffizier. I don't know what was worse. The desperate gurgling, that was his scream of pain, or the squelching, rasping sound of the bone saw. Well, that's brutal, and there's nothing I can say to him to attempt to relieve this. I feel like I want to try and say words of comfort, but I can't. Okay. Well then, let's go to combat. Let's just have everybody rest. As usual, some were grumbling whilst others walked with purpose. This time, Colm stayed behind, seemingly confused. I saw his disappointment grow as he realized I wasn't going to assign him a task. In light of our last conversation, perhaps he had expected that I would. Still, his salute was flawless. It seemed like a frustrated attempt to maintain the image of an exemplary soldier, even in his disappointment. Ah, of course, because I did say I was going to find him something to do. But unless I decided to help out at the field hospital, I don't know. The mood was tense enough, but it seemed to weigh particularly hard on Mail. Is everything all right? He is somewhat patriotic, very pragmatic, somewhat cautious, and very sociable. To be honest, no, Head Officer. The thought of going to battle and possibly never return. The thought of going to battle and possibly never return. I feel like I should be returning. He gulped and lowered his gaze. I nodded. Every soldier knew this fear. He is very sociable. Together we'll come through. And he is no longer cautious. I'll do what I can, he promised in return, and returned to his task slightly less gloomy. Since we were far from the nearest field bookstore, the soldiers could only get books by newspapers, or newspapers by mail. When a mobile war library stopped near us, and I'm going to butcher this, I apologize, the Bildungskanone? Some of my soldiers made their way there, but lots who presumably hadn't noticed my presence yet only commented. They only have the military leadership's capitalistic brainwashing anyway. Lots. He is, of course... He is fairly courageous. He is fairly unpatriotic. Is that any way to talk about the military leadership? He obviously hadn't thought I would hear his line. Now his hand went to his pocket as of its own accord. I guess he kept something worth protecting there. Important enough to not to take any unnecessary risks. Probably photos of his family. We respect our superiors here, I said in a somewhat gentler tone. You do well to remember that. He said quickly and hurried along. Ooh, have I made him a bit more patriotic, maybe? Tomorrow we march to battle, announced Lieutenant von Karlsbruck. He had summoned all his subordinate Unteroffizier to discuss the upcoming operation. Their fear of what might come was clearly palpable, but most of them did their best to cover it up with their heads held high and their chests puffed up with pride. The goal of our mission is to conquer and hold the next trench line. That sounds familiar. But we have an ace up our sleeve. Our artillery is in a position, just waiting to cut off reinforcements from the enemy. I expect you to use this advantage aggressively and decisively. Do not disappoint me. At your command, Lieutenant, the officers around me expressed with varying degrees of enthusiasm. Let's join in. And there you go, we are going to a battle. Determined to remove, that's a bit of a shame. These guys are no longer tired. These guys are all well rested. Mood change to excellent, well rested added. Disappointed added, yeah. Somewhat cautious removed, I like that. Changed to camaraderie. Love it. Okay, and with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are at the end of this episode. When I press this magic button, we will end up in the trenches, which is exactly where we will start next episode, trying to retake the trench from the French. That's going to rhyme every time, and I can't do anything about it. And so, I hope you are enjoying this first look. Well, obviously, when we come back, we might have to run our way through some hideous machine gun fire. So I hope you will join me for the next episode where we will see the true purpose of this 0.8 update. And until then, as per always, I hope that you will stay safe, happy, and healthy.